Hello again. Welcome back to the after show. I'm the Podfather.
And I'm Showtime.
Good to see you again, Austin.
Yeah,
Nice
man.
hat.
Thank you. Thank you. This is off of the AmericanClassicGolf.com website. So you can
Mm,
go on there right now. You can purchase your own road hat. We have golf polos, t-shirts, sweatshirts. So any fling golfers out there who love ACGC, please purchase something to support us. And it means a lot. And, if you guys take pictures and wear it, by all means, post us, tag us, and we'll reshare it. So, but yeah, it's a freaking cool hat.
it is. It is. And I mean, I know that we're still right on the doorsteps of the Cape and Springs Regional, but Delaware tournament's right around the corner too.
It's
Lots
coming.
of, I'm sure, yeah, not lots of stuff that's getting put in place for that.
Yeah, it's coming quick. We're putting in long weeks already, and it's as you know, hosting a tournament. There's so much that goes into leading up to it, and then all of a sudden the weekend comes, and then you're like, everyone has to leave already.
Right.
So I joked the other day with Britt where this tournament might now be my least favorite because I have to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all I mean, Britt, Brandon, everyone kind of agrees, and not that they hate it, but it is nice saving money that it's at ACGC. We don't have to
Sure.
travel for
Sure.
it.
Hmm.
But like Neil and Jack, those guys are all helping us as well, like do some mulching and those types of
Oh,
things.
that's great.
Yeah, I mean we're all family here, so it helps out.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, we're getting excited though.
Well, I mean, along with that, I've been wanting to ask you as you pour into this sport, as we all pour into the sport, right? I mean, we're committed to growing it. We're committed to making this professional and doing all that at the same time. Um, how do you recover? Like you're putting in a lot of energy, like not only for your day job, but for growing the Showtime brand.
Mm.
Making sure that you're fulfilling your sponsors' expectations. Like that, that's a lot. You're still a new dad. Still a relatively new husband as well. Yeah, that's just a lot to be juggling. What are the things what are your go-tos for recovery and for re-energizing and keeping that flame lit and not getting burnt out?
It's a good question. Um, More fling golf. Um,
I
it's
wish I had a cowbell. You can tell we didn't script this, right? Because the answer is always more cowbell,
yeah, right. More
more flame
cowbell,
golf.
more cowbell, more cowbell, or more sugar. Um, yeah, honestly, like more fling golf because when I'm stressed and when I'm tired, whether it's at work or home stuff or life stuff, um, there's just something magical about having that fling stick in my hands and playing ACGC, whether it's in the morning before work or after work.
Mhm.
I don't play during work like everyone thinks I do. But yeah, I mean, there's just something so calming and majestical about playing fling golf. I, I don't know. I don't know if I do recover, to be honest with you, because I'm just so
Mm.
obsessed. I freaking love this sport. I love the community, and I love myself. So I love Showtime. So
And that's good to hear that there's still that passion and joy. Not that there wouldn't be,
yeah,
but like
right.
to take something that can be so overwhelming and time consuming.
Yeah, if I didn't love this sport, there's no way I would keep going.
Mhm.
Like help running my family's golf course, coming home to the most beautiful daughter, the most beautiful wife, doing house chores. And I mean,
Mhm.
there's so much balance that's needed. And like you said too, um, upholding all my contractual stuff with my sponsors, making sure they're
Mhm.
getting the content they wanted. And it's very overwhelming. It's very tiring, but I just love it so much that I'm not going to stop.
Mhm.
And the only way I'm going to stop is if Alex, John, or Steve tell me to. And
Whatever. That they're not going to tell you to stop, and if they did, like that's not going to stop you.
no, right, nothing's going to stop me at this point. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I honestly, Adam, I don't think I don't think I do recover. Now, I will tell you this. There has been 3 separate occasions since last May where I actually have taken about a 1-week FlingGolf hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing about that is it makes me miss it so much. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm even at ACGC every day. I can see the fling sticks. They're right beside me.
Yeah.
Um, it's good for the soul because when I get overwhelmed and I'm like, God, I'm doing so freaking much for this sport and my brand and it's tiring. I'll take a week off and then I come out like a bat out of hell though as soon as like
Yeah.
that week's over. And so yeah, but more fling golf, taking the right week off, like obviously a month leading up to a WLF event, like I'm full tilt every day doing
Mm-hmm.
something,
Mm-hmm.
training, practicing. But yeah, man, like I love this sport so damn much.
Yeah. I spoke on the podcast a few weeks ago. It was Nick Bender from Grunt Golfer, and he made one of the little roads we went down. I asked him about. He was talking about just not being a very good golfer. He wants to be, but just not being great. But he said usually he plays his best when he's been away from it for a significant time. And I think back to a few weeks ago when we were in West Virginia at Cape and Springs, and Michael, Lexi, and I drove up together. And I hadn't played since San Diego. He hadn't played in a while. He had done this C2C adventure race, like stupid amount of miles that they had to run bike and canoe. So he hadn't played fling golf in a while. But like that Saturday, like you played with him, he was on fire. He was playing great.
He was lights out. I mean, he beat me. I mean, he won our group, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, he was definitely not the cutter that I saw in Virginia. He was.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought he's been practicing and playing every day.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. Like, I will tell you, if I take time off, that first round coming back, it's almost like I didn't take any time off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that clearing of the mind that's huge, and just something to share with people. Every tournament leading up to every tournament, about 5 weeks out, I go into a total funk where I'm pressing, nothing works. I can't make putts. The clean sweep's not working. Every high five's rolling off the back of the greens. The draw turns into a fade, and the fade turns into a draw. And I can't explain why that is. I don't know if it's because I do love the sport so much, and I want to be the best, and I just start doing more things than I should.
Mm-hmm.
But then, about the 3-week mark, I always reel myself back in. But yeah, I mean, taking a week off, I've played some really, really good rounds following that little hiatus.
I mean, it's good for the body. It's good for the mind. I mean, our muscles need time to recover. I mean, we're not out here, doing manual labor while we play fling golf. I know that there's a lot of folks that do manual labor and still find fling golf as a respite for that. But, just doing the same motions over and over. It's why kids are encouraged to play multiple sports when they're growing up. While that's good for your body, is good for your mind to have different things. So yeah, I think having some time off is good, and probably, yeah, I think you're a good example. I think Ken's a good example. You're the first two that come to mind of when you do train and when you are working that you do have a plan. You do have your go-tos of what you do, and you're repetitive with that, so that when you do take time away, those fundamentals are jumping right back. You've got muscle memory that's coming back. You've got, you're not having to relearn your swings. You're not having to come up with a new plan. You're always adding things and trying to finesse and perfect things, but you've got the fundamentals that are there.
Yeah, maybe someday when I write a book, that'll be like 5 pages long because I'd rather it be pictures and pop-ups. maybe I'll talk about what I do leading up to a tournament, and I
Mm,
think people always see the flamboyancy and the you better be ready, like my little promos and things like that. But I mean, I'm getting up 2 hours before work. I'm playing 2 hours after work. I'm trying to eat better, drink more water. Um, it's it's a lot of sacrifice, and I
mhm,
can't thank Brooke enough to be able to hold the fort down so I can do those things. Which
mhm.
is crazy because she's one of the best females as well in the sport. And
Yeah.
if Brooke had the time to play and practice like I do, I think no disrespect to Britt and Krista and Rosie, but
Mhm,
I think Brooke literally does not practice at all, and then she'll play once or twice and go to an event, and she's placed second and third, and like she
mhm.
tied Krista, but Krista had more Reggie, so like
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe
So
I
so maybe if Brooke had a more sacrificial spouse like you do.
yeah, right. It sounds like she might have married the wrong person. But at the same time, though, her life goal is to be mom and wife.
Yeah.
She just sometimes I think she plays playing golf to for something for her and I to do together.
Yeah. Hmm.
And it's so much fun, except for whenever we're playing head to head and we get the show's over type of stories. But no, so she's amazing. But yeah, either way, I think yeah, it's just taking a little time off, missing, making sure you have the right routine, you stick to it. And yeah,
Hmm.
I think you definitely see in the sport who has, who amongst the players have more of an athletic background because
Mm.
we know how to dial it up and we know how to dial it down.
Yeah.
And that's that next gear. Tin Man says it all the time. He's like, man, you got that switch. And normally I want to like slap him in the head when he talks about the switch because I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? But I get it. I get it in a way like when it's go time, it's go time, and
Hmm.
when it's time to relax, like talked about Big Cat a couple weeks ago. I thought
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
just drinking beers and hanging out. Like I wasn't in. I didn't have my switch on,
Here
but
we go again.
here we go again. Even though I just wore the
You're gonna
shirt
have to
out,
wear the Big Cat shirt again next week.
I know I'll have to put it back on. Damn it! I'm sorry, Big Cat. But no, yeah, either way, yeah, I think you do. I think Ken's a really good example as well of someone who, obviously, he's doing workouts and all the stuff he does.
Hmm.
Mine is much more like schedule oriented, where I'm playing here, doing this. Like we do totally different things, but same idea. We're getting
Hmm.
prepared
Hmm.
to go to war. And hey, I mean, nothing against anybody else, but I'm pretty sure Ken and I are the only two who have been in every individual top five at this point. So I
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
that training and that mental toughness
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah. Now I remember I played high school basketball and soccer. I'm not in any way at this. One, I was not at a great level.
Well, yeah, because you decided to wear shoes. You would have been great at soccer if you kept your shoes on.
But I'm not at in FlingGolf as I don't think as mentally or physically prepared as I was in high school for those sports. But my basketball coach, I remember him preparing us for the big games because my junior year we had a good run towards state and made it to the I think the final eight. But it was very much like he was very intense in practice. But when it would come game day, it was he was like, remember what we've practiced, remember what we've done. Like we prepare for this, and there's a calmness about how he instilled that into us. And the same with soccer. My dad was actually my high school soccer coach, and again playing soccer much longer than I had basketball or anything else. That seemed a lot easier to jump into to say, all right, remember what I've done. We've got a plan. We know how to play. We know what to do, and then go out and do it. And
Yeah.
you know that there's going to be some adrenaline that's going to come, but it's managing that over the course of a game,
Right.
and that's something I'm still trying to figure out because I think for me it's not having full confidence across the whole array of shots. that you need to have in a round.
You're capable of doing every shot, as we've talked.
Yeah, yeah,
I do think the only thing that hurts the Podfather is when you miss, you really miss. Like it's a detrimental shot. Like it's
yeah, yeah.
like the one tree that's only 40 yards off the tee box.
Hmm.
Somehow you hit it, and it like so then the Reggie's gone on that hole, and then
Right.
you just have to be perfect. So, but then you'll go on like a 5 or 6 hole run where it's like, all right, great, there's one of the best players in the sport. So you definitely have to minimize the errors, and
Yeah.
but like you said, though, you have to have that confidence. Like, for example, after May, I only had 6 Reggies last May, and going into Virginia, my goal was to get 12,
Hmm.
and I had 13 in Virginia, and I had 14 in San Diego.
Hmm.
And I made it a high priority to go out onto ACGC's course, and I would set up hula hoops 60, 70, 80, 90, all the way to 150 yards. And
Hmm.
I would just keep working those muscles on the
Yeah.
high five. And yeah, I think Adam, that's something that you'd have to do where,
Hmm.
you think about the tournament you just played, what cost you? Was it off the tee? Was it the Reggies? Was it putting? Was it the clean sweep sidecar? What was it? And
Hmm.
then you have to hone that in. You have to up it
Yeah.
to get the confidence you're looking for. And
Right.
it might not be one tournament to the next. You might need a couple tournaments to really bridge it all
Hmm.
together. But it's never too late to start it. And yeah,
Yeah.
that would be my biggest piece of advice to you is just sit back sometime and be like, okay, where am I truly losing stroke? And
Hmm.
just go at it.
Yeah. Going into San Diego, it was I had not set a Reggie goal in either of the tournaments, and so I did, and I didn't get it. Like it's like I'm going to need to get 12 or 13 to be in the hunt, and I got
67%. You need
yeah.
67%. And I've been saying that even before Virginia. I was like, if you want a legitimate chance to make the top
Hmm.
five, you need 60. You need at least 12 Reggies. Now, I think Mountaineer got into San Diego with only 9 Reggies,
Hmm.
but he played really good regular gross scoring wise.
Right, right.
So
Which he's been doing
right,
and
but then
does.
you have Scantron getting 16. So it's like Sam gets 16 Reggies, so it's like he gets to take 16 strokes off of his score.
Right.
And even if you shoot the same gross score with him, but you only get 7 Reggies, like you just lost by 9.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Reggies do matter, but I would say you have to get 12. And if you don't get 12, you still have to get 10 or 11. Like you have double
Right.
digits. Maybe that's
Hmm.
a more realistic spot is like get to 10. And then if you
Hmm.
get 12 or 13 or 14, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
So
oh, I had 4 in Delaware. I think I had 6 or 7 in Virginia. So getting 9 in San Diego feels like that's moving along. Now, I think the next thing is probably the quickest place for me, and maybe for some others, is putting on the next one. Right? There's 4 or 5 strokes out there of taking some 3 putts to 2, taking some 2 putts to 1. That
100%. I mean,
you.
I'm not where I'm at without the putting. So
Mhm.
the Reggie certainly helped, but to shoot 2 over gross in Delaware and Virginia, and then only 6 over gross in San Diego, like it's the putting, man. And
Mhm.
I will say the kink in my armor tends to be more of the clean sweep, the sidecar, the rock and
Mhm.
roller.
Mhm.
I've played in 3 tournaments now, and I've done 3 different short games. I did the rock and
Yeah.
roller in May, I did the sidecar in Virginia, and the clean sweep in San Diego. And it, I feel like that's where I'm losing strokes, and I'm like,
Mm.
because like I am such a good putter that if I just get those shots inside of 5, 6, 7 feet, I'm making that putt where a lot
Yeah.
of people right now are missing those 5 and 6 footers. But I would do the clean sweep of the sidecar and it would roll 10 or 12 foot past.
Mhm.
And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I can still make 10 and 12 footers, but not at the same rate as a 5 footer.
Right.
And so which is good though, because Adam, if I feel like that had no room to grow, that would not be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my point of emphasis moving forward is to continue to hit above 67% with Reggies. And if I can get my clean sweep to go inside of 5 feet, 6 feet every time, watch out. Because I'm just going to say that's the game. If you can make a 5-footer feel like a tap in, whew.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I did in Virginia. I was in a whole other zone in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was
Mm-hmm.
making 8-footers all weekend, and it was fun. But yeah, man, you got to just focus on where you want to grow, and
Yep.
just you have to go at it.
Yeah. Get a plan. Include in that plan how you're going to execute that plan, how you're going to get better. What are you going to do to do that? Are you going to get out on the course, or are you going to host a podcast?
Right. And it's not just playing either. People don't realize you have to just go to the practice green. Just practice.
Absolutely.
Go to the
Absolutely.
driving range. And but yeah, so no, I agree with you, brother. We'll see.
Go to Jack's backyard. Go to Delaware. Go to Jack's backyard. Hit the hula hoops back there.
Yeah, Tin Man said the other day, he's like, Jack, I can't wait to come over and play your course with you sometime. And Jack was like, dude, it ain't no course. It's my backyard with hula hoops and coolers. And I'm just like, I'm not going to Jack's practice facility.
Oh, there is no telling what would happen if that were to happen. You know what? We should wrap up there.
We'll wrap up there. We don't want to talk about Jack and what happens.
All right. Catch you on the other side.
All right, brother. Later on.